Good evening. Since my audience isn't in Utah right now, this is my wife. I'm FaceTiming her. She'll be my audience for this presentation. Imagine yourself looking straight up at the sky, about to tip end over end, and then not even 20 minutes later, driving home with your family, slurping on a big Slurpee while listening to Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. You can imagine both of these scenarios, then you probably have ridden and or own a Jeep. The Jeep, ever since its creation in the 1940s, has been debatably the most capable and best off-road vehicle that is still on the road today. This afternoon, I would like to share some of the reasons why I believe the Jeep, especially the Jeep Rubicon, is one of the best off and on-road vehicles that are on the market today. Hopefully, some of you will even start looking up some price tags on Craigslist or eBay while I'm talking. The reason why the Jeep Rubicon is the premier vehicle is because of a few simple points, such as the customization capabilities, the off-roading capabilities, and the weight and distribution of the traction control. When it comes to customization, I always think of a few companies that make exclusively only Jeep parts. There's Terraflex, Smittybilt, Poison Spider, Falcon. And how do these companies stay in business, especially with just the business model of making aftermarket Jeep products? And the reason for that is because there's guys and girls just like me, specifically idiots just like me. And I say idiots because we're specifically told you can only do so much with the Jeep. And guys like me will go just a little bit further than that point and our Jeep will break. And when our Jeep breaks, we'll tow it home, figure out what's wrong, put it back together, and try to get to that point and just a little bit further. And we do that over and over and over again, just like monkeys. Next thing you know, you're either in debt or you're upside down, literally, like on the hood of your Jeep. There are so many exterior parts like the hoods, roof racks, paint jobs, decals, internal components like stereos, sound systems, seats, internal lights, and finally, external parts like track bars, tie rods, springs, shocks. All of these things can help your Jeep run on the road, but it also kind of gives you a little bit of swagger and finesse, which keeps you in high status in the Jeep community. Overall, the capabilities of the vehicle are a little more important than the looks and the swagger and finesse of the vehicle. And so we're going to go back into the hardware of the vehicle. We're going to go back into things like the cold air intake, the manifolds, supercharger, turbocharged, and even things like changing the gears in the differential. I want to go into more of what a differential is because some people sometimes don't know what a differential is. The differential is basically converting power from your engine and converting that power into torque rotation in your tires. Jeeps are notorious for this because Jeeps are the ones who are notorious for climbing up huge mountains and rocks. And so you're going to need a lot of power coming from your engines, hence Jeeps need special differentials. But you might ask, if I change my differential, am I going to go slower? Or is there more power going to affect the ability of how it drives on the road? The answer is no. The 3.6 liter V6 still gives the Jeep enough power to travel up to 100 miles per hour in two-wheel drive, while even putting out a modest 285 horsepower with a towing capacity of 3,500 pounds. Another feature of the Jeep body is the tire size. The tire size is a crucial part in the effectability of the Jeep's ability to crawl over objects, but also while keeping it raised enough to not scrape objects from below. When you think of off-road vehicles with tires, you need to think of something that's rigid and wide that'll keep you on the trail, but also you need to think of a tire that is well balanced and strong enough to keep you on the highway. The other most important part of the Jeep is the body and the balance of the Jeep. I want you to think of this analogy real quick. Think of trying climbing up a rocky hill with just a unicycle, and then trying to climb up that same rocky hill with a bicycle. Which one's going to get up the hill faster and more efficient? The bike, of course. Now, think of the bike versus a four-wheeler. Which one's going to get up the hill faster? The four-wheeler. And we could see that because the common denominator is there's more tires and more spots of traction, which creates a faster and more effective vehicle. The balance of the vehicle has more to do with the center of gravity rather than being top and front and back and side heavy. Think, would you rather ride a giant giraffe's neck or on a turtle's back during a windstorm? I mean, you choose the turtle, of course, because giraffes are mean, but also because you're on a thin beam on a very high, tippy little object. I would like to reiterate some of the reasons again on why I still believe the Jeep Rubicon is the ultimate off-road vehicle. First, its ability to become more customizable in so many different ways. Second, the on and off-road possibilities that are given with this Jeep style body. And third, the traction and weight distribution of the vehicle being specifically engineered for off-road trails. And the real reason I tell you this is because I would like to plant a seed in your head. For the next time you're out renting or even shopping for an SUV, I want you to get on the lot and think, is that minivan over there going to be able to clear a 3-foot rock ledge? Or is that convertible over there going to scrape whenever you go over a few small rocks on the trail? And the answer is no. And the reason why it's no is because it's not a Jeep. And I know this because I myself drive a Jeep Rubicon every single day. I want to end by asking you one last question. I want you to ask yourself, what other vehicle can you ride on trails called Hell's Revenge and the Devil's Racetrack with your family while listening to the Mormon Tabernacle Choir? I'm sure you already know the answer. And hopefully one day I can give you a Jeep wave when you get yours.